Okay, feedback of the day. Let's see if I'm going to be fast. This is day 5. Well, I decided to stay more focused today. Was the first thing I write on my notebook. Stay focused. But well, I don't know. I believe that today my energy is not so high, and so I was a bit tired all over the day doing the studies and so on. What else? Well, I start with the puzzles, still on the easy category of the Woodpecker method book, but I try to solve 10 and I achieved 8.5 out of 10. So, one, it was a miss because the line I decided to go ended up in just equality, and the other one is it was not the strongest, so half point because of that. In both I noticed that I miss the defensive resources. This is of course not new for me, so before I had done this kind of work, and it's always about the defense. I never calculate well about the defense moves, and the same went today with the studies. I tried to solve two studies. I found out a new chess composer, Arpad Rus. Very interesting, very active. I'm gonna post here, if I'm not forgetting that, the Rus Chess Studies blogspot.com. That is his website where he posts about composition studies and so on. I found it very interesting, from Romania, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, and I failed. It was a very interesting study. Then I move on for another study from AFEC. Uh, Very hard, but I think almost near impossible to solve alone because the defensive moves were really hard to come out, and so I end up concluding that it is a good one for assisting. So when you have someone helping you, either a coach or a friend, also solving the same one to guide you and try this and try that and so on, whatever. In the end, two studies worked out, and zero solved well. Of course, I also think that I did not invest enough time on them, so because I was a bit for lazy today. Well, not all days are perfect, and so when that happens, it's better to have consistency to do something than to just skip the day. So in that aspect, it's done. Although I'm not happy, of course. Then game analysis, same thing. Did not Was very focused during the game. Nevertheless, the game did not have many tactical shots like we are used to when we try to study calculation. But it was a great masterpiece of Carlsen against Nakamura. Carlsen with black pieces on a Sicilian, where he showed off his enormous skill managing end games. Was really impressive with that. Very interesting from that point of view. Then I move on for the book. You already know that I was finding the book boring, so today it started boring again, and so I decided to skip the examples he was giving, just to like a scientific study to theoretical prove the definitions of the terms used. So no, I advanced a bit because otherwise I would skip the book altogether. And then I reached a chapter about a chapter, not a sub chapter, more or less, about logical analysis for positions that are not familiar. And then, yeah, that was really more motivating. So I was happier because in the end, it at first the trigger is to propose to teach something about how to analyze a position that we are not familiar. So the best method to improve on combinations is to work on a combination selection, a combination collection, And when you find a position that you are not familiar, it provides a logical analysis, a logical method, a simple one. Of course, I have done uh, work with other books that propose similar approaches, and this one is a bit old school. It starts by saying that we need to get a general overview of the position and then gives three factors: material, then strong and weak points of the pound structure, and then piece activity. Uh, there's not exactly the same thing that we get on modern approaches because they started more with king safety than dynamic situations. Nevertheless, it works, and it was interesting, and it ended my study today with a Soviet phrase that he quoted there: "If it doesn't work, put your really work." Sorry, if it doesn't work, but you really want it to work, then it must work. So. Uh, Kind of saying just for us to don't give up. If you want it to work, make it work. So it was a very nice way to end the study of the book today. Then I went to the problems, as you saw. Chess.com was the worst day, 3 in 5. I'm not happy when this happens because we need to be 100% precise. And again, the same thing happened. I was not paying attention, and then not only I got one wrong, then I got upset, and then not focusing again and missing another one.
Wow.
Then I move on for Lichess. The puzzle streak was a bit better, but far from the things that I want to achieve with this 21-day improving calculation challenge. Okay, I see you tomorrow. Bye bye.